Body odor can be really embarrassing. Sweat is one of the main drivers of body odor. One thing that's really important to know is that when sweat exits the gland, it doesn't smell. It has no odor. It's actually the intermingling of the sweat with the bacteria that reside on our skin that create a smell.
If we know what's causing it, we know how to treat it, which means that if you can get rid of the bacteria, stop the sweat, or mask the smell, those are the ways that you're going to treat bromhidrosis.
Body odor is not the most glamorous of topics, and it can be a little bit embarrassing to talk about, but it is something I find that a lot of patients have questions about. So that's why I really want to delve into it today. It's nothing to be ashamed about, but of course there are things you can do to make it better, and there are certain circumstances when you should really seek the help of a physician if you're struggling with body odor. So I want to cover all of that today. Sweat is one of the main drivers of body odor. Why do we sweat? The main point of sweating is to cool the body. So as that moisture evaporates from the surface of our skin is cooled down, and that is a huge way that our body regulates its temperature. That type of sweating happens through a specific type of sweat gland on our skin called eccrine sweat glands. And those are what make up the vast majority of the sweat glands on our body. We have up to 5 million of them, and they're pretty much everywhere on us from head to toe. The second type of sweat gland is called an apocrine sweat gland. And these sweat glands are in very specific parts of the body, like the armpits, around the nipple area and areola, around the belly button, and in the genital area. And these sweat glands do more of a continuous release of sweat, so it's not related to temperature regulation. And that sweat tends to be oilier and thicker and is composed of lipids and proteins and sex hormones. One thing that's really important to know is that when sweat exits the gland, it doesn't smell. It has no odor. It's actually the intermingling of the sweat with the bacteria that reside on our skin that create a smell.
Your body produces odorless apocrine sweat. And then the bacteria that's living on your skin, like Staph epidermidis, Corynebacterium, actually convert this into a very malodorous substance. So therefore, if we know what's causing it, we know how to treat it, which means that if you can get rid of the bacteria, stop the sweat, or mask the smell, those are the ways that you're going to treat bromhidrosis. Now let's talk about different ways that you can treat it. Now you can start off with just cleansing the area. Now, just simple cleansers, we always say to clean your hot spots. A lot of people, especially if you have really dry skin, should focus more on the oily glands of the skin, which are your armpits, like I said, your groin, breast area. Those are the areas that you want to focus your cleansers on. Now, you can just use a traditional cleanser, but if you really do have malodor, and I'll tell you from my personal experience and from my experience with my patients, I've gotten a lot of positive feedback on this hack. The hack is to use cleansers that actually have antimicrobial agents in them. So really good examples would be using a 4% benzoyl peroxide cleanser, not the 10%, that's probably gonna be a little bit too irritating for those hot spots, but that will decolonize the bacteria on the skin. Or you can use a chlorhexidine cleanser at 2%. This is gonna be something like Hibiclens. And if you do this, you decolonize the bacteria that's actually turning that sweat into an odor. So that's, for some people, is a complete solve for that.
This takes us to the treatment options. So you have your deodorant antiperspirants. It's often combined, which makes it confusing, but your antiperspirants, these physically block and plug your sweat glands. So whether it's apocrine or equine sweat, these will actually stop the sweat from reaching the surface, thereby decreasing the bacterial conversion to smell. Then you have your deodorants. Now these don't stop the sweat, but they actually decrease the smell, either through killing the bacteria, like your glycolic acid that I know all of you love and behold, it's wonderful, or just simply masking it with a fragrance.
You want to keep your body healthy and clean? Liquid chlorophyll, a few drops in the water. Acts as an internal deodorant. This is good for bad breath, sweat, stools, urine, food odors such as garlic or onions. Start applying a little bit of this in your body and you'll see a huge difference.